I'm sure we have much to learn from you, such as the preparation of this most excellent tea.
So as most of you probably already know, Netflix has finally revealed the release date for Bridgerton Season 4, and that's got everyone talking. But before we dive into that, Netflix also surprised fans by announcing a brand new romance series called The Granville Girls. Still, don't worry, because just like always, today's focus is all about Bridgerton. Especially since the show just dropped a stunning new poster teasing its big 2026 premiere. So let's get into all the details because there's a lot to unpack about what's coming next for everyone's favorite high society drama. Season 4 will spotlight Benedict Bridgerton, played by Luke Thompson, who's finally stepping into the romantic spotlight. This time, it's all about his love story with a mysterious woman he meets at his mother's masquerade ball. The catch? He has no idea who she is or where she comes from. Based on Julia Quinn's third Bridgerton novel, An Offer from a Gentleman, this story leans heavily into that Cinderella-style romance, except with that familiar dose of Bridgerton's signature scandal and steamy charm. In the book, Sophie, Benedict's eventual love interest, is the illegitimate daughter of an earl who ends up working as a servant in her own home. When she sneaks into the Bridgerton ball wearing a mask, it changes everything for both of them. What's fun about this setup is how it plays with the power dynamics. Unlike the previous couples, there's a real class divide here, and that gives the story a whole new kind of tension. Luke Thompson even mentioned to Netflix's Tudum that he loves how this story captures the magic of childhood fairy tales while still feeling grounded and relatable. It's romantic, it's messy, and it's bound to be full of that heart-fluttering drama the show is known for. But that's not the only shift happening this season. Showrunner Jess Brownell, who took over during Season 3, revealed that Season 4 won't just be drenched in pastels and spring blooms like usual. Instead, a big chunk of it takes place in the fall, which means the show will get a whole new visual vibe. The timing actually makes sense because the story itself includes a time skip between Sophie and Benedict's first magical encounter and their next, less dreamy meeting. So rather than sticking to one glittering London season, we'll get a broader look at their lives and how their romance slowly builds over time. That also opens up space for the show to check in with other beloved Bridgerton couples. We'll likely see Penelope and Colin adjusting to married life, Anthony and Kate juggling their growing family, and Eloise and Francesca exploring who they've become after heading off to Scotland at the end of Season 3. It's nice because the show can explore these relationships in new phases instead of resetting everything each season. Of course, most of the core cast is coming back. Ruth Jamel as Violet Bridgerton, Adjoa Andoh as Lady Danbury, Golda Rosheuel as Queen Charlotte, and the younger Bridgerton siblings Hyacinth and Gregory. But there are also a bunch of new faces joining the mix. Yerin Ha is taking on the role of Sophie, Katie Leung plays her scheming stepmother, Lady Araminta Gunn, and Michelle Mao and Isabella Wei round out the family as Sophie's stepsisters. These fresh characters will add new layers of tension and intrigue to Benedict's journey, especially as he tries to find out who this mystery woman from the masquerade really is. Now, the big reveal. Netflix has officially set the Bridgerton Season 4 release date for January 29, 2026. That means fans still have some waiting to do, but given how the hype builds before each season, it'll be worth it. The streaming service already dropped a new poster on X, formerly Twitter, teasing the masquerade theme with Sophie's back turned to the camera as she holds her mask. The caption reads, "A masquerade is like no other event. Prepare yourselves, for anything can happen." That perfectly sums up the tone of the season: mystery, glamour, and passion. While we're counting down to 2026, Netflix hasn't wasted time filling the romantic void. The platform just announced The Granville Girls, a new period romance series that could become a companion or even a softer alternative to Bridgerton. It's based on Kat Cahill's The Gilbert Girls novels, and Adriana Maggs is leading the charge as both showrunner and writer. Instead of Regency-era London, this one takes us to Colorado in the late 19th century, though filming will happen in Canada. The show centers around Emma Daniels, a woman who lands a job at the Granville Hotel, which gives her a chance to support her struggling family. The only rule? She must never get involved with any of the male guests. Of course, it's a romance series, so that rule doesn't stand for long. Emma ends up falling for the man who built the hotel, and suddenly her carefully built future is hanging by a thread. Netflix executives Danielle Woodrow and Tara Woodbury describe the series as one that captures the comfort of female friendship and the allure of period romance, which feels like a fresh, cozy twist on the usual drama-heavy love stories. The interesting part about the Granville Girls is its tone. While Bridgerton is famous for its lavish costumes, scandalous gossip, and steamy moments, Kat Cahill's book series is described as sweet and clean. Each book, from Forbidden Forever to Hidden Forever, has been well received on Goodreads, with ratings hovering between 4 and 4.5 stars. So this adaptation might attract viewers who love the romance and aesthetic of Bridgerton, but prefer something a little less explicit. It's not clear yet if Netflix will keep that wholesome tone or add some of the trademark spice fans expect, but either way, it's another big swing at that Bridgerton-style magic. Still, no matter what new series Netflix lines up, Bridgerton remains their crown jewel. The show has consistently pulled in massive audiences since its debut in 2020. Season 1 scored an 87% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, dipped slightly in Season 2, and then bounced right back with Season 3 in 2024. Fans can't seem to get enough of the family's glamorous scandals and heartfelt romances. The behind-the-scenes teasers Netflix shared earlier in 2025 only fueled the anticipation further, and now that the new poster is out, a full trailer feels imminent. Based on the usual Netflix rollout, if Season 3's schedule is any clue, we could see the trailer about a month before the premiere. That means fans will likely get their first full look at Benedict and Sophie's story sometime toward the end of 2025. And if the brief teaser from May is anything to go by, which showed Sophie gliding across the dance floor while catching Benedict's eye, the new season will double down on elegance, mystery, and emotion. Of course, the big question is whether this season can top the last one in terms of viewership and cultural impact. Season 3 was one of Netflix's most watched shows of 2024, dominating social media with memes, fan edits, and endless discussions about Colin and Penelope's love story. So expectations for Benedict's arc are sky high. The creative team seems confident though, especially with the expanded timeline, new characters, and a fall aesthetic that sets this season apart visually from its predecessors. In a way, this shift in tone and timing feels like a natural evolution. The earlier seasons focused on passion, bursting under the pressure of social rules, but Benedict's story leans more into longing, patience, and rediscovery, both artistically and emotionally. His connection with Sophie isn't just about attraction, it's about finding inspiration and identity again, which gives the story a slightly deeper emotional core. So even though there's still some time before Bridgerton Season 4 hits Netflix, the excitement is already building. The poster's release signals that the marketing push has officially begun, and once the trailer drops, you can bet the fandom will explode all over again. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.